Ready, take the pre-webinar survey. It'll only take 1 minute. Today's presentation is brought to you by our HMAR program specialist. My name is Dr. Ann Lay, and I am joined by...
Good afternoon, I'm John Dobbins. I'm also an HMAR program specialist here at TA, and we're glad to have you.
Yes. So we are so excited for our 25-26 Purple Star Award application window. Some technical support and engagement. We do have a few housekeeping items. These are very familiar for those who have attended any of our previous HMAR webinars, including our McKinney-Vento and foster care. We do have our Zoom Q&A feature available for you to submit questions during your presentation. We do ask that questions are submitted through the Q&A. This allows us to be able to respond to the questions during our pause to process. Our chat feature is also turned on. That will allow you to be able to provide input and receive live links during the presentation. If you do happen to put a question in the chat, it may get lost because there is a lot of chat conversations going on, and so it will they will keep getting scrolled up. So please use the Q&A to submit questions, and we will try to get to the questions as many as possible. We are recording today's presentation. The presentation recording and a copy of the PDF will be provided shortly after this webinar. Now, I do want to make this caveat that we do not have a PowerPoint available to send to you right now. However, if we get to the very end of this meeting, as you are completing your end of webinar survey, we will be able to provide you with a link to a copy of the presentation deck for today. The reason why is because we do have a lot of content to cover, and we will try to put some links while the webinar is going on. However, as you're clicking on the link to view it, you may miss something that we are discussing or talking about. So we do ask that you wait until the very end to obtain a copy of that PDF. And it will have live links in there for you to review as you are working on your application. All right. Okay, so objectives and agendas today. We are first going to provide an introduction to the Purple Star Campus Designation Authority. And this is to help first-time applicants to know where this was formed from. We have some Purple Star reminders, and then we're going to go ahead and cover all 4 of those requirement components for Purple Star, and that is the campus-based military liaison, the easily accessible website, the student-led transition program, and the military student and family support initiatives. These are all 4 required components for Purple Star designation. And lastly, we're gonna go over some tools and resources on helping to support you on applying, and also for you to learn more about Purple Star. All right, so for the introductions, do we have any questions right now, John?
We had some comment that the QR code took them to the post-conference survey. I am posting the link in the chat for you to take the pre-conference survey. Okay.
So sorry about that. Thank you, John. All right, so for introductions, we're gonna go over the authority. The authority for Purple Star Campus Designation Program is rooted in Texas Education Code, Chapter 25.006, which provides the definition of military connected student and directs the agency to take actions to ease the transition of military connected students in school districts and open enrollment charter schools across the state. In statute, Texas Education Code 33.909 specifically created Purple Star Campus Designation Program. And then it was effective in the school year 2020 to 2021 and is awarded annually. So the Purple Star Campus designation, again, created by the 86th legislature in 2019 to recognize campuses for demonstrating support and commitment to meeting the unique needs of military-connected students and their families. The Texas Education Agency's Commissioners Rule 19 TAC 61-1063 was effective April 9, 2020, and officially created the program. Since then, TEA has awarded 5 years of Purple Star Campus designation. These are awarded annually each fall. The designation lasts 2 years, and campuses must reapply for the designation. So when you apply this year for the 25-26 Purple Star designation, if you are awarded, you will retain that award for 2 school years, 25-26 and 26-27. Therefore, if awarded in this round, you will not have to reapply until spring of 2027. For those who were awarded in the last round, 24-25, they will not need to apply this spring, but they will apply next spring. So all to say, if you are renewing from a 23-24 designation, this will be the year that you have to reapply for that designation. So if your application is approved to earn the Purple Star Campus Designation Award, your campus will receive a letter from the Commissioner of TEA recognizing the campus as a Purple Star campus. And then also the campus will receive a high resolution virtual logo that can be displayed on the campus's website or even used to print a banner on the campus. I've seen many districts use this logo to incorporate a web-based banner that they've added to their webpage as well. And then additionally, your campus will be acknowledged as a Purple Star campus in the searchable texasschools.gov campus profile. And if you're not familiar with texasschools.gov, this is a site where parents will go to, and you can sort by which campus is a Purple Star designation. And sometimes military connected families will look specifically for which district has Purple Star designation. So that's why it's highlighted here that you will be added to the texasschools.gov. So it's additional recognition. And then here, what you see here is just from our last 24-25 school year Purple Star Campus designation. The agency released a TAA, or also called the To Administrator Address, to announce the most recent designees. Principals also received campus letters congratulating their campus on receiving that designation. The letter on the right side that you see is for a sample of a superintendent who received a customized letter indicating all the campuses within their district who received that designation. Now, if you weren't aware, for the 24-25 Purple Star awardees, we awarded 542 campuses for the designation. This is a 202% increase from the 23-24 designation. And 72% of those awards are first-time earners, meaning that was their first time applying for a Purple Star and they received the award. Now, we're happy to highlight that after the 24-25 awards were announced, we had an outstanding number of features across the state of communities sharing the Purple Star announcement. And so what you see here are several of the screenshots that was released out into news outlets, journals, and internet feeds. So we have some from, here we have Dr. William Long Elementary, RGV schools. There were discussions from San Antonio. And then we also had some here. And as you can see, they all vary. So it was very exciting to see all these recognition and just promotion, the dedication and such enthusiasm as they were awarded. Here's a few more. We got Colleen, San Angelo, we've got KISD, CCISD, we have Coppers Cove. Sorry if I mispronounced, John will always correct me. And so, yes, we love seeing these news features out, and we're looking forward to seeing the features once 25-26 awards are announced. So let me take a minute or two and ask Mr. Dobbins, do we have any questions?
We do have a question about, will this be recorded so they can view it later?
Yes, we are currently recording right now. John, we're recording, right?
Yes.
We are recording, and as soon as the webinar is over, we will process the recording, and it should be up by tomorrow, Friday, the latest, on our Purple Star Campus webpage. So if you're not familiar with that webpage yet, you will be. We will be dropping the link when we go over that information. Jennifer Bunch, we have a statement here. We are already a Purple Star campus. If you are a Purple Star campus for 24-25 and you're here just to listen, that's perfectly fine. If you are renewing, we do have some updates to the application. And so we welcome multiple winners of our Purple Star here. We love seeing the program grow. And as you will see our process grow as well to meet the needs of our military connected students.
We have a question about the campus website. Does it have to be a campus website, or can it be part of the district website? And we will be covering that momentarily.
That's what I was going to say. Great question. That's going to be in our next portion of our webinar. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and let Mr. Dobbins go over the next portion, and we will address some questions as we go. So we are doing program requirements at this time. And then...
Thank you, Anne.
Yeah.
Yes. So there are 4 main Purple Star campus designation criteria. The campus is required to have a campus-based military liaison, a website for military families, a campus transition program, and at least 1 military initiative. We will review each of these criteria in more depth in the following sections. These criteria are also aligned with the Purple Star RISE Module 1.4. The first Purple Star campus campus designation criteria is the campus must designate a campus-based liaison employed by the local education agency to serve as a campus military liaison. They should be highly trained staff whose duties include, but are not limited to, serving as a point of contact, maintaining familiarity, identifies military connected students, advocates for service and support, coordinates campus-based programs. This liaison also needs to...
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Attend training. They need to complete documentations and connect with stakeholders and provide a web page for military families. And I do want to say a lot of questions have come up. I want to start the Purple Star campus designation process. What should I do first? The first thing we recommend is to identify and have your campus military liaison really help take charge of the program. They will be key to the program's success. Additionally, the campus, oh, go ahead.
John, we have a question. It says, can this person be one of the school counselors?
Yes, it can. And we did have a question, can they be a communities and school counselor? And we have agreed that that would be a good person to be the campus-based military liaison. So they can be a community school counselor, they can be one of your school counselors, they can be an assistant principal, they can be a paraprofessional, they can be a teacher. We do recommend that it's someone who is either military connected themselves, it can be someone who's prior service, they can be someone who has a child in the military, maybe they were a military child themselves, or just someone who has a passion to work with military connected students. So that's really key, is someone who's passionate or has knowledge of working with military connected students. The second criteria of the Purple Star Campus designation is to maintain the campus internet website. It needs to be easily accessible web page that includes resources for military connected students and their families, including information regarding relocation to, enrollment at, oh, I'm sorry, I'm taking your slide in. I'm gonna go ahead and finish it.
That's
I wrote,
okay.
registration at, transferring records to the campus. They do academic planning, course sequences, and advanced classes available at the campus. The website should have counseling and other support services available for military connected students enrolling at the campus, and contact information for the campus military liaison and their roles and responsibilities.
Just a reminder, guys, we're seeing questions in the chat. Please go ahead and put it in the Q&A so we can answer those so they don't get lost in the chat. Thank you, John, for going over the easily accessible web page. And there was a question about, does a campus need to have a web page or can they link it to the district? And the answer to that is the requirement is to have a web page for military families. Ideally, we would want campuses to have a designated web page for military families. However, if the district has a district maintained military web page, the requirement for the campus is that they must link that district maintained web page on their campus, and it has to be very clear that that's the military web page for families.
We had a couple questions about the liaison, if I can handle them real quick, Ian.
Sure.
Can the military liaison be a teacher? Certainly it can be a teacher. Can they be a volunteer? No, they need to be an employee. This needs to be an employee. And then how much training does this person have to take? Is there a website? Yes, we do have resources for you for the training, and they just have to have a training a year.
We have Jennifer Bunch asking if you apply for 4 of 2020. Wait, so we would apply for 4 of 2026. Yes, Jennifer, I'm assuming that you are a 24-25 Purple Star campus designee. So you would not need to reapply until spring of 2026.
And another individual asked that it's not required that they have military experience. No.
Yeah. And then Jessica Wood says, does a district supply or individual campus? These are Purple Star campus designations. So individual campuses would apply and not as a district, because we do not award an entire district the campus designation. So it depends on the campus that applies to receive that award. Okay, so going into some of the examples that we have for a military webpage, if you see yours highlighted, like this is Huddle ISD, if you see yours highlighted, give us a thumbs up or a heart emoji. So we really like the webpage for military families from this district here. We got some hearts. Okay, so as you can see, there are a variety of ways to have a web page for military families. You just have to make sure that all the web page requirements are there. We sometimes see some components of the web page missing, and so we do have a resource for you on our Purple Star resource page. We would really recommend going down that checklist to make sure everything that's required is there in order for you to meet the requirements for applying. So this district here is in ESC 13. We love how this district has each individual campus in this burnt orange block here. So each of the campuses, our webpage is noted here. So on the district webpage, families can go to each individual campus's military webpage for specific support. And then on those campus webpage, it links back to this district as well. So this is a really good example of the homepage of a webpage for military families. Another web page that we found was really neat here was Northside ISD. And Northside ISD, it's very easily laid out. It's easy to locate. It is easily accessible. So you can really find the information, because we have to remember that if a parent or a new family is moving into your district, will they be able to navigate your webpage? Will they be able to find the services and supports that they're looking for? It has to be accessible in order for it to be helpful for them. And then the last webpage example that we would like to highlight here is Northeast ISD. What we really like is that if you click on their schools tab from the main page, it takes you to a list of all of their schools in alphabetical order. And as you can see from this screenshot, their schools have earned their Purple Star Campus designations. They're noted with the Purple Star Campus logo under the recognition area. So not all the campuses within Northeast ISD has received this award, but for those who have, you can see that recognition there. This makes it easy for military parents and families who want their children to attend a Purple Star school, because they know the campus has committed to meeting the unique needs of their military families. All right, I'm going to hand it back over to Mr. Dobbins to go over the third criteria.
Thank you, Ann. The third Purple Star campus designation criteria is the campus must maintain a transition program led by students, where appropriate, that assist military-connected students in transitioning into the campus. A staff member should be assigned as a sponsor to the student-led transition program. Campuses should train students on expectations of the campus transition program. As a campus, you can decide the parameters of the transition program, but some best practice ideas can include activities like campus tours, walking the student's schedule with them to help them understand how to get from class to class, locate and practice opening lockers if your campus still has them, or assigning a lunch buddy. Again, there are many activities that can be included in the transition program. Many of our military installations will offer transition assistant programs through their children and youth programs. However, there are great program models like MSEC, student-to-student transition program, and Anchor for Life that can support you and train your students and staff on your transition program. The key thing to remember here is that military families routinely state that transitioning from one school to another is the most difficult part of the relocation process. Your campus transition program is your opportunity to ease the most difficult part of the relocation process for the military families.
Okay, so the last Purple Star criteria is going to be offering at least one of the following military initiatives. So there are three that you can pursue and you can implement during the year. However, in terms of applying and meeting the criteria, you only need to do one of these. So a district or a campus resolution showing support for military connected students and families. The campus can participate in the Month of Military Child, which is coming up in April, or the National Veterans and Military Families Month in November. And lastly, a partnership with a school liaison or a school liaison officer at the local military installation to encourage and provide opportunities for active duty military members to volunteer in the local schools, speak at a school assembly, or host a school field trip. So as an example to the first military initiative, the resolution, we do have this example here from a superintendent, a resolution to support military children and families, and this is from Clint Independent School District. We also have one from Northside Independent School District here for the month of Military Child. A resolution is a formal statement or declaration made by the campus or district leadership to recognize and support military-connected students and families. The resolution serves as a commitment to provide resources and assistance to military families, ensuring they feel supported and included within the school community. The second military initiative option is the participation in the month of Military Child or the Military Families Appreciation month in November. We have a couple examples from last year's Purple Up Day. Thank you, Briscoe Middle School and Northside ISD and Roberto Bobby Barrera Elementary STEM School for these images, getting staff, students, families, and installations involved in the celebration. So these images are also evidence that you can use for your application during the application window. So there will be a portion in the application where you will need to submit evidence. Pictures are perfectly fine. If you do things like this, please make sure to document them. Your social media and campus websites are a great way to archive the evidence of conducting these events. Purple Up Day is usually mid-April every year. This year, TEA is going to celebrate alongside our military coalition's determined day is April 11th. However, LEAs can choose whatever day that they would like within their district to celebrate Purple Up. And be sure to take pictures, post them, tweet, TikTok, Snapchat, include in newsletters, however you communicate with your communities. That way, whenever you are trying to submit your evidence, you can do a screenshot and we can see the timestamp to ensure that the implementations that you're doing to apply for the application and during the application is during the 24 to 25 school year. And then last initiative is that partnership. So the partnership with a nearby installation. Here we have sample partnerships thanks to Roberto Bobby Barrera Elementary STEM School again. We have active military volunteers supporting chess club, Laughlin Air Force Base supporting safety awareness event, and then also participating in their Special Olympics event at the end of the year. All right, we have some questions.
Yes, can I?
Yep.
Give you some, Ann? We had a couple questions on how do they know if and when they got the Purple Star campus designation. And someone had earlier said that the site is not updated. That was one of our questions. How often is the site updated?
Oh, the Texas schools. Okay, so yes, we had a question about texasschools.gov. Now, due to various reasons, the last time texasschools.gov was updated was in 2022, as it's stated on the webpage. TEA attempted to do an update 24-25 awardees, but we ran into some issues out of our control. But for the 25-26, when we make that award decision and notification, it is our plan to be able to have that updated as those barriers have been resolved. So we will be updating that for this next round.
And you can also go to our webpage. We do have a list of all the recipients for every year that we've given out the designation. So that is available on our webpage. I had a question from the Texas Online Preparatory School. They were wanting to know they're recognized as 3 different campuses. Does each campus need their own webpage?
Yes.
Yes.
That took me a while. I'm trying to, okay, so is Texas Preparatory School like a charter school?
Yes.
Okay, so if you do not have, yes, since you are a charter school, each campus
They said no, it's not a charter school.
Okay, wrong information. Okay, so there are 2 ways. Each campus can have a webpage for military families, or the district can maintain a military webpage. However, the campus will need to link to the district webpage and clearly state that on the campus's webpage. So if each campus does not decide to have their own webpage, the campus must somehow inform the families that there is a district maintained webpage. Does that make sense?
And it has to be easily accessible through your webpage.
Yes.
And we have a few questions and comments about the activities. I see Baker Middle School meets with families once a month. That's a great activity to do. Make sure you take pictures, post them on social media. But Anne, would that count as one of the 3 criterias?
Meeting with military families once a month.
Yes.
So let's go back to the 3: resolution, participation, and partnership. Technically, meeting with military families is not part of a resolution. It's not part of the participation of a celebration month in a partnership with our military liaison. Now, it could be evidence of a form of professional development that you might have offered, as long as you explain how those meetings are, how the meetings are being presented, what is the impact of it. I mean, that could be something that you're offering, but it does not fall under one of the 3 military initiatives.
We have a couple questions. When can they start the application process?
Yes, so we will get to that in a bit. The application window will start April 4th. And we have a lot of information regarding that. So I'm gonna refrain from answering that until we get through that. Yes. I do have a question. I do see some questions. I'm sorry, I'm moving to this. Dr. Vivian Hernandez, can the same liaison be utilized district-wide for all campuses? For example, one for elementary, one for middle, and one for high school. They must be an employee of the district as long as we're going to put a pin on that. John,
yes.
John, can you jot that down so that we can get back to?
We will get you that answer.
Dr. Alma Garcia asked, can a district apply for all campuses in the district? I would say this is going to be very hard if a district applies for all the campuses, because the evidence that's required to be submitted has to be campus specific. Unless the person who's applying on behalf of the district has specific knowledge and understanding of everything that's going on at each of those campuses and can produce evidence specific for those campuses, then I would say it would be very hard. It's not one of those things where you can just put the same responses for each of the campus, because all the responses in the application and the evidence must be very campus specific.
Yes, they're campus based, and the designation is by campus, not by district.
And
then we just a quick reminder, a lot of people are putting questions in the chat. If you could put them in the Q&A at the very end, if we have time, we're going to try to field as many of those questions as we can.
Yes, I'm gonna grab 2 more and then we're gonna move on, and then we do have a designated Q&A time at the end, so just stick around at the end and we can answer some of these questions. Is the sponsor and military liaison the same? I'm assuming the sponsor would be the campus transition program sponsor for the student-led program activities. Yes, the sponsor for those student-led program activities for the campus transition can be the military liaison, but it does not have to be.
Yeah, yes, they can be, they don't have to be.
Mm-hmm. How do you show proof of participation? Again, sign-in sheets, registration, you can show screenshots, pictures, social media posts that you've done for those military initiatives. So if you're celebrating Month of Military Child, proof of participation would be, you know, those images that you take, celebrations, flyers that you've submitted, or you've promoted the event, things like that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put a pin in any of the questions that we haven't addressed yet, so we can go over some pertinent information regarding tools and resources. So the next portion here is going to be how to apply. So how to apply. The 25 to 26 application is going to be posted to the Purple Star Campus Designation webpage in early April. We're going to post it in early April. However, when you click on the link at that time, it will not be open until the window opens, which is going to be April 4th. So the link may be posted on April 1st, 2nd, or 3rd, and you're going to click on that link and it's going to say this survey is not open yet, because it is set to be available for obtaining submission on April 4th. So the link will be there. You just won't be able to submit anything yet. However, we do want to encourage you to pre-plan and map out your responses and gather your evidence so that you are submitting when you are ready. We really would not recommend you opening it and halfway apply and then finishing it later. And we will tell you why in a minute. The time to begin preparing for your application is now, because you should be hosting events and activities, putting structures in place. You should have already had a campus-based military liaison designated at the beginning of the school year. These things should have already begun. So again, before you begin, your Purple Star Campus webpage is going to have all the resources that you will need to be able to assist you through the application process. There is a PDF copy of the application that is going to be provided after this webinar when you receive a copy of this deck to help you plan out your responses. Remember to make sure to document your activities, such as screenshots from social media posts. If you need to upload videos to YouTube or any web-based video hosting site, please remember to set the appropriate public access. If the reviewers, once the application window closes and it goes into the review process, if the link is not accessible and the reviewers are unable to access it, then unfortunately, we will not be able to score your application. And we always recommend you creating a binder or an electronic portfolio that can be passed on in case there is a change in the campus-based liaison's position, which does happen a lot more frequently than we think. So what is new for the 25 to 26 application? So for those who are first-time appliers, just know that we have made some updates to our program. For those who are reapplying and have received the award in previous years, please know that you will see an increased rigor for the Purple Star Campus designation process, as they are aligned to our strengthened commitment to serving our military-connected students and families. Our support services and implementation strategies continue to evolve and grow in order to best meet the unique needs of our students, our families, and our stakeholders. So we have developed out new and innovative resources in order to match our efforts to support the rise of Purple Star Campus designation across Texas and beyond. So we've streamlined the process and we've included additional resources to help support you. One of the big asks from the last round was that there were campuses who had multiple buildings sharing the same campus name or the district name. So we've added a new additional information box in the very intro when you are submitting your campus name, your campus number. There's an additional information box. So if there's any additional information you would like for us to know about the application or the campus that is applying, that is your place to put it there. We had questions in in the last round, if the campus had 3 buildings and only 1 building applied, will the designation go through all 3 buildings? And the answer would be no. It is to the building who applied. If we receive your application and there's multiple buildings and we cannot discern which building applied, that's going to cause a little bit of a barrier in your, and you may not be able to receive the award if we cannot determine who the application was for. So please make sure you are very cautious and pay attention to some of those questions to ensure that you are applying to the correct campus and the correct ESC. We've had a lot of misidentification of regions, and so it was hard for us to find the campus located in the region that was noted. What's also been developed is an exemplar training. It is an application exemplar training. This walks you through each question of the application. Before you apply, we highly recommend that you see the recording of this. John and I walk you through each of those questions. We give you examples that we thought were exemplary from the last application round, so that you know what it is that we're looking for, and it gives you a start on how to provide those responses. Now, do you have to provide the exact type of response that's there? No, absolutely not. But we do want to be able to paint the picture of, you know, what does an application need to include in order to say we've met this criteria. So there is also a deck that you can, and thank you for the hearts. I see the heart. Thank you. We're very excited about having this exemplar. We think it's going to be so beneficial. There's the recording, which is about an hour and 25 minutes. We know it's a little long, but there's also a PDF deck as well. So you have that, and it talks about what that question is, what the expectation is, how it's tied to the rubric for our Purple Star application rubric, and then samples of the responses for that and what to expect. What's also included is that file upload. So moving this year, multiple years before, there were multiple areas where you were doing file uploads to upload all your evidence. This has caused a lot of issues, and so for the 25-26 application, there will only be 1 file upload question in the application, and it's going to be at the very end. That is the last question of the application, and the instructions are very clear on what is needed in there. So please pay attention and make sure you're double checking before you submit. There's also instruction on how to convert it into a PDF file. So make sure you are submitting as a PDF file. Now, we have also developed an evidence template, which is optional. This in no way is saying you need to use it, but in case you don't know where to start, we have included an evidence template in the form of a PowerPoint deck, and it includes a title page. It includes all 3 of the evidence requirements. It'll let you know that, hey, you need to put an image or a screenshot or whatever evidence that you want to put here. The next page will say, please describe what your evidence is. And it walks you through. Pay attention to the note section at the very bottom where the slides are. There's additional information there to help guide you and support you as you're filling that in. And guys, if you need to use 20 slides for an evidence, please use 20 slides. There are no limits. We've tested it out. There's 100 megabyte limit. And so we tested it out with one of our other decks where we had 170 slides with multiple images on each slide. When we converted into a PDF, it was only 18.8 megabytes. So all that to say is the more evidence, the stronger your application is. Clearly detail what that evidence is so we know what we're looking at. But if you choose not to use the evidence template, please make sure that you follow the criteria that is out there so that when you are compiling your evidence in a different manner, that you have all the components that are needed. Okay. I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Dobbins to go over some of those resources.
Thank you, Ann. Yes, we have a lot of resources. We have a lot of good questions going on. Again, this is an overview training. I'm really excited about the questions because they're really in-depth questions. Some of the resources I'm about to go over will be able to answer quite a few of your questions. So TA has a one-stop shop for Purple Star Campus Designation application support and overview implementation. Don't forget to visit our webpage to view the application exemplar resources, recordings, and PDFs after this meeting. These resources will walk you through each application question and provide suggested responses aligned with the application rubric. Additionally, we have Purple Star Rise and 10 additional new Purple Star Campus Designation tools ready for you. I will highlight several of these tools on the next few slides. The first tool I'm going to highlight is our frequently asked questions. Answers the common questions arising during the application period. These cover topics such as military liaison requirements, web page for military families, the application process, and uploading evidence. We have the Purple Star Campus Application Rubric. This is a good one. I don't print much stuff, but I would actually print this out to go through the process. Use this document to review the criteria for each designation category to ensure all requirements are met. Evaluate your campus activities and support for military-connected students. Understand documentation clarity needed for each criterion. And it will guide you as you complete your application. This is a wonderful resource for you.
And just to add on to that, this is what the application reviewers will use when they are
Yes.
scoring your application. So when you're filling out your responses, what we're looking for is satisfactory and exemplary. And so if you can, if your responses fit under the satisfactory and exemplary, you're good to go.
And if you're an administrator on this website, I didn't say that in my introduction earlier, I'm a recovering school principal myself. I loved it. If you're an administrator, I would print this out and meet with your liaison or whoever's going to be completing your application just to walk them through the process. It's a great collaborative tool.
Mhm.
We do have the Purple Star application overview and checklist. You'll use this document to understand the specific requirements for the Purple Star campus designation. Ensure all steps are completed by following the detailed checklist provided. Gather and organize the required evidence to support your application. Access resources and training material to help successfully complete the application process. Our next resource we want to highlight is the Purple Star Campus Application Guide. Use this document to gain an overview of the Purple Star Campus application process and key steps involved. Utilize key tips and reminders to ensure a successful application submission. Follow detailed guidance to prepare and submit your application. Finally, understand action steps to follow after receiving the Purple Star Campus designation. So you got that designation. What do you do now? It's not just 1 year. We continue to be a Purple Star campus for 2 years. Also, we do have our TA Learn course, Purple Star Rise, was released in 2025. This is a brand new course. This course was created to support Texas schools with the implementation of the Purple Star campus designation. Purple Star Rise is a 5-module course that walks participants through all aspects of the Purple Star campus designation and the unique elements of supporting military-connected students. It includes 10 unique tools and resources to support Texas schools and implementation of Purple Star campus designation. The course can be taken in one sitting or broken up into individual sections. I went through the course. It's about a 3-hour course. I did take about 3 hours, but I did break it up into several sittings, so you don't have to do it all at once. It is free and available to all learners within and outside of the state of Texas. We were in a meeting this morning. We have a lot of other states that are actually accessing this course to learn how to implement Purple Star campus designation more effectively in their states. Participants who complete the course, go ahead, sorry again.
No, go ahead. I'm so sorry.
Oh, participants who complete this course will receive a certificate and 3 hours continued professional education credit.
And if you want to learn more about those criterias, if you're not planning on applying for this year, but you're attending this meeting just to know so you can apply next year, go through the Purple Star Rise course. It spells out all the Purple Star criteria with you. If you notice modules 2 to 5, those are the 4 Purple Star criteria there. So it will give you an idea of what it is that they're expecting you to do as a military liaison or for applying this Purple Star. And all that to say, Texas is leading in military connected student programs. Texas is leading with Purple Star school stuff. So other states are looking at us because they want to grow the way that we have grown.
Texas is the best.
Yes. So now important next steps. We hope that you have not, it's a lot of information, but we hope that, it's been bearable. So now that you know the who, what, and hows, let's talk about what's next and when. Here are the important next steps. Begin planning by reviewing the available resources. You have your application support, you have your Purple Star Rise, you have your rubric, you have your FAQs. Review the Purple Star application exemplar resource. You got the recording and you got the PDF. Register for your Purple Star office hours. We set one for the middle of April to help support the first month of the application window that's open, and then one towards the end of May to help support any last minute questions or guidance that you need so that you can submit your application. Reach out to neighboring LEAs who received the 24-25 designation to support if you know them. If you don't, there's a list on our Purple Star webpage, and you can go down the list to see some neighboring ESCs, some neighboring schools in your area. Reach out to them. Maybe they can help support you as well, provide some clarification. Use the PDF of the application to plan out your responses and to ensure error-free submissions. We highly recommend this. There's also a reminder that the evidence will be uploaded in the application as one PDF file, so please plan accordingly. Consider how your LEA will compile all the required evidence and consider the optional evidence template. And again, as a reminder, application window starts April 4th, 2025 and will close June 6th, 2025. So now you're like, okay, that was a lot of information. Let me see the dates. Okay. Important dates for Purple Star application process. So this is what we're looking at. We have our Purple Star interest meeting today, March 19th. In a couple of weeks, April 4th, your application window opens. April 16 is your first office hour. We'll be there to help support you and guide you. Office hour number 2 is May 21st. And then June 6th is when the application closes. June 9 to August 1st, that's our application review process. So we're going to take that time to compile and sort through all of the applications. We're going to score it. We're going to make the recommendations. And then we will announce the awards out September of 2025. Now, I'm going to go back because we didn't say this before, and then we're going to go into a Q&A question session. But please stay. Don't leave yet. Please stay. We have our post-webinar survey, and then we will also give you the link to the PDF of this presentation so you have it. Now, what I want to say is when you are applying, if you are ready, rock and roll, and you want to apply, great, but I would hold off on it to make sure, double check that you have everything. Even though the application window opens early April, take the time to make sure you have met every single criteria. The reason why we say this is because our review process this year is, as we have mentioned, increased rigor. If we receive duplicate applications from you, we do delete duplicate applications. And so we try our best to take the most comprehensive one, but it could be an error that we delete the wrong one. If you submit an application, but later realize that you need to make some edits, please email us at Military Connected Students inbox, because there will be a unique link that we can send you so you can update your original application as long as the window is still open. If you resubmit a new application, there could be a chance that the wrong one will be deleted. Additionally, we want to say, submit your application in one sitting. If you're ready to submit, please make sure that you complete all of the application process in one sitting. Don't open it and then go back later on, because it could time out. We've set weekly checks. Any incomplete or fake submissions that we receive will be deleted out. And when I say fake submissions, we sometimes get submissions where people will put like AAA just to move on to the next one to see what those questions are. That's what the PDF of the application is produced for. It's so that you have a planning document there. So you don't need to submit, the AAA to move on to the next screen to see what the questions are. What is on that PDF is what the application questions are. Okay, so we are going to go into our dedicated Q&A. However, I'm going to go ahead and put the screen on for the feedback survey. John, can you copy the link to our slide deck so that participants that are still here will receive the link to our presentation today so they can go ahead and review what we went over today. So now I'm going to start with the Q&A as John is doing that.
I've also placed our email for the Military Connected student inbox. If you have questions, please email that inbox. Anna and myself, we check that daily, so we'll get back with you. Christina, you do have the question about you said, what would the answer be to the web site question, having been a charter school? Email us that question. We will get back with you on that. That way we can look at your school individually.
Okay, so we are a brand new campus this year. Leah Luna, we are a brand new campus this year. I am actually going to stop the recording right now so that we have that flexibility.